Whew, alright, hello everybody. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I found these. Like, I just want to get into these. I just want to get into these. Oh, I didn't expect it to be in the stores and I'm so fucking excited. Let's do this. I'm reviewing them from what I think is the least exciting to the most exciting, at least from like in the box. Alright, so I'm starting with this one here. Now I should stress, it is 98 degrees outside, and it's 80 something in this room. It is incredibly hot, so if I'm panting, I'm sorry, but I'm sweating because it is so hot, and all we have to keep us cool is the fan, which makes too much noise, so I can't turn it on when I'm recording these videos. So alright, enough of that out of the way. Oh my goodness, yeah, the Baryonyx has always been one of my favorite dinosaurs, but I haven't really been a big fan of this paint scheme here. So I thought I'd do it first. I also already own the classic versions of every one of these toys, so we can compare them like side by side. And so yeah, let's just get into this so I can get this done and over with and turn the fan back on so I stop dying. Because I saw it on eBay and I was like, there's no way these are already out. And I went and voila, they were there. And I found them at Walmart, and I think I've just given up on finding any toys at Target. They are so understocked on Jurassic World toys there. It's abysmal. They still have the classic, like, Indoraptor and Stegosaurus. They barely have any Dino toys. Half of the aisle was empty for Jurassic World, like half of the shelf section. Alright. Now let's see. It's like, yeah, like that. Let's get this on. Snap! Bam. There it is. Big boy. Roarg. So yeah, I mean, it's... let's get this box out. Wait, no, the box I can't get out of there. You need to look at the artwork. So yeah, I mean, the biggest reason why I didn't think these would be out is because I looked in the Dino Rivals app and they're still not listed there. So I'm curious if these codes even work yet, because they're not even in the current version of Dino Rivals, like, not the Dino... What's the Jurassic World Facts app? That's it. I don't know if I said it right the first time. Also, I am glad I'm back from my vacation a lot sooner than I thought I would. We didn't exactly do a lot. I thought I was going to be out there till the end of spring break. But parents apparently either told me wrong or changed their mind because we're only there for like a few days. Now we're back here, and it was hot out there too. And I'm really upset that it's followed me back home because I'm sweating here. Alright, enough complaining. Because the card looks pretty good. It's a lot more cartoony than the other ones, but I don't mind it. It looks good. Actually, I like it better than the toy. Sorry about that, keep hitting the thing. Because the darker green actually looks a lot better on the card than it does in that one. Like, it's a lot more... Like, it's a lot... there's a lot more of a contrast between the two. Stats-wise, not bad, honestly. You wouldn't think a Baryonyx would be that aggressive, but... Hey, if they say it's that aggressive, it's that aggressive. I wouldn't think it'd be. Mostly eats fish. I got a bunch of ones. I'm gonna look at these pieces of paper that came with it. I don't think these are very important. Battery replacement. That's how to use. Thank you. I couldn't figure that one out. How to replace the batteries. Garbage. I wish they had it out like because they used to have that like on my computer. I have that thing where it shows me every toy from the Dino Rivals lineup, and I wish they sell that in some of these things. Alright, enough messing around. Those are all just useless pieces of paper. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not saying I hate it, but it's definitely the least exciting Dino Rivals toy. Let's see if I can get some more light in here, so I can light this thing up a little bit. There we go. I can just open up the window because the sun's so bright outside. I don't have to worry about it. Alright, there we can see that the paint of green is bled in a little on the little things like that. I don't know what those are called. The eye actually looks really nice. If I can get a good view of that. Eye looks pretty good. Doesn't bleed over. Pretty good. I just gotta say the color scheme is, I mean, it's great for like if it was like camouflaging in a swamp, and I think that's what I like about it. It's got a nice little realism factor to it, but it's not the most inspired skin in the universe. Of course, I think they're going to use like T-Rex sound effects on all of these, I'm going to be honest. Because, reason, I don't know. You think they'd use like the sound effects of the actual Baryonyx in the movie. say T-Rex sound effects. Now let me just quickly compare that to, I keep tapping this thing, this old guy, which I really like. And if we put the two side by side, we can see that the pattern is actually different on these two, which is a good thing. They didn't just copy the pattern over and just swap out the colors. Looking at you, Lego. And, I mean, I still really like this one a lot more. I mean, it's just... I mean, I gotta be honest, I really love the shiny blue paint that they put on it, and I guess it's just... I don't know what I like about it more. I like the colors. This one's a lot more, like, dull, and it's more like the movie version, which but it's, like, more accurate because, you know... You just look at that thing. Look at that. That's a Baryonyx head right there. Not whatever that monstrosity in the movie was. This one works good if you want to, want to hide it in a swamp. This one actually is this. I think this one stands better. Like the other ones, like my other Baryonyx should be tilted downwards. I'm gonna start doing this a little better. But that one stands a lot better. So I might have fixed whatever issue they have with the legs. Either that or mine just messed up. So, on the Baryonyx, the color scheme looks good. For like there's a very good reason why I would have a skin like that. I don't think it looks better than the classic Baryonyx, but it is still pretty good. And the artwork is really good. I like it. Cartoony, but good. Alright, and next up we have the Ceratosaurus, which, I mean, I remember... I don't know what the thing was with that. Like, I remember seeing, like, people talking about a leaked image of, like, a red Allosaurus. And then, instead, we seem to have gotten this guy. I'm hoping the red Allosaurus isn't lost and it didn't just completely replace it with the Ceratosaurus, because I really would like a second Allosaurus toy from the Dino Rivals line. But we're really not going to get to find out until, like, way later, aren't we? I'll leave that in there for now. We don't need the paper. It's just... it's worthless in there. Whew. Alright. Nice and simple. And voila. Here it is. Now I'm gonna say, I really like this color scheme. Like, it reminds me of this guy over here. If I stand them right next to each other, we can see that these two go really good together. If I just stand them right next to each other, it actually almost looks like a little baby one. So if you're looking for dinosaurs to pair up, we got two right there. And, I mean, I've never really been the biggest fan of the model of the Ceratosaurus. I always felt like its tail was, like, too short and it was too hunched over. But, I mean, the color scheme itself is really good. I really like it. The yellow on the head, maybe they could have used a bit more of, like, blending between the black scales and the yellow head, because it just is, like, this huge cutoff with no stripes. But still, generally, I like it. It's not bad. Let's see, there's no bleeding over into the gums on this one. The eye, I can't... Looks like it might be a little off. Not on this one. The other side is just fine. The teeth, really good. The paint on the toes, fine. Looks a little off, I guess, but... Let's see here. I mean, it's probably going to be more T-Rex sounds, but... No T-Rex sounds. That's good. I'm always happy when they don't just cop out and use T-Rex sounds, because they're too lazy to just make something else. Let's get the card out. Let's see the artwork. This is seriously what I really love this this whole thing for, is the artwork. Oh, that looks great. 1 second. Let me get the tape off. That's really good, actually. The artwork on this one. It's really, really good. I'm trying to get too excited because I'm already hot enough. If I get more excited, I'm going to catch on fire. It has lower stats than the Baryonyx, which is a little bit surprising me. I think if you put the two in a fight, I'd definitely put my money on the Ceratosaurus, personally. But yeah, I really love the head on that one. Less cartoony, more realistic. I mean, these are all still cartoony, but like the level of cartoony, the Baryonyx looked a little derpy. But this one, it's just really good. I like it. Stats are lower than the Baryonyx, which doesn't make sense to me, but again, I don't make these cards. I mean, they've completely forgotten to even put health or, like, defense as an option. Now, let's compare it to its predecessor. This guy, who... yeah, it's about what I expected from this. Alright, come on. cooperate. In case you can't tell, mine doesn't exactly work perfectly. That doesn't even stand. Yeah, this is why this is probably why I never really liked this. Ceratosaurus, god damn it! Stop it! Yeah, it's just not gonna stand. That's where we're at here. Already points for the other one because the other one, look at this, bam, look at him. He stands, points in that direction. But this one's jaw closes all the way. Now this one does not. We have traded the ability to close the jaw all the way for the ability to actually stand, which, I'm gonna be entirely honest with you here, I prefer my dinosaurs to be able to stand on their own 2 legs. I've had to always prop this guy up. I don't know if anyone else's Metriacanthosaurus were like this, but I always had this problem. The paint scheme's better on this one. The jaw doesn't close all the way, and it balances. But this one's jaw closes all the way. It doesn't balance in this paint scheme, I just gotta say, is really uninspired. It's rather boring. This one looks more like a toy, but at least it's interesting to look at. This one, I mean, it's not terrible. The tail's actually really loose. The tail's really firm on this one. This one's just way better. This one's just way better. This one, not so much. There. So, I'm gonna say, if you have the original, definitely get this one. It's much improved over the old one, unless mine is just somehow freakishly misproduced. Did I actually show the foot yet? I don't think I did. There we go. Sorry, my nose running a little bit. But, so yeah, sounds, no T-Rex sounds, completely original. Plus, stands on its own 2 feet, unlike the original. Plus, doesn't close its jaw all the way. Negative, tail is a lot more firm and less loose than the original. Plus. So definitely, I'd say that the new Metriacanthosaurus is definitely an improvement over the old one. And third, we have the Ankylosaurus, or the Ankylosaurus, or however you want to pronounce it. I'm always happy to see more herbivores. Now, I know they're going to release that big Brachiosaurus. I don't know where I'm going to put that, but I'm definitely getting it, that's for sure. Box is a little messed up because it was in a bad position in my backpack, but I don't care about the box. I'm here to shop for boxes. I'm here to get a dinosaur. Ooh, oh, almost got the toe. Didn't want to do that, now did I? Let's just get the feet all settled, and let's stand this bad boy up. And there we go. I really like this color scheme. This orange underbelly and like this looks like a rock on the top, like some sandy desert rock. Actually, he just looks like a water. Yeah, that's just what he looks like. It looks like some sort of like desert Ankylosaurus, and I love it. Got like a red sand look under him and like some just desert rocks on top. I like that. It actually snaps. It's really good. Really responsive. Tail doesn't swing that much, but hey, can't win them all. Like, I guess it's not bad. So yeah, I mean, that's actually really good. I like the colors. The action is really responsive. Now let's get this card out without breaking it, because that tape is like right next to it. I need to get this away from the camera so I can accurately use the scissors. Snip, snip, snip. Alright, there we go. Let me just get this out here. You see, this is a dinosaur right here that definitely would have needed that armor or defense or health stat, whatever you want to call it, because Ankylosaurus could kick the ass of most carnivores. Like, without question. In a straight 1v1 fight, no carnivore really stands a chance against an Ankylosaurus, or many herbivores for that matter, which is something that you just don't see these days enough of, because people don't like to talk about that, because carnivores are not exactly the most successful animals on the planet. They usually have a really low success rate. Running into a slight issue, the tape does not want to come off properly. It's tearing, and I have to get it off. There we go. Jeez. I was getting worried that I don't have some permanent tape on the back of my card. Now let's see here. Ooh, now that's cool artwork. Look how angry that thing is. Now that's a dinosaur that's gonna kick your ass. They had 17 points. Like, it's just completely unfair. They needed to put a health stat on here. Because no, Ankylosaurus isn't fast, it's not intelligent, it's not aggressive, but it can hit like a freight train, and it's definitely going to be able to absorb some hits. By that I mean completely ignore the hits, because its armor is so durable that it's just going to, completely ignore you. And I mean, compared to the classic Ankylosaurus, it's not even a contest which one looks better. This one's based on the Jurassic World movie variant, which was entirely gray. It just makes it look like a living rock, which is fine, because this one's also a living rock, but it's a nice, colorful rock from the desert. And it looks nice. It looks real nice. I mean, they actually have the same snap feature, but... I think this one has more movement on the snap of the tail. It's interesting how these toys are actually like a little bit different when you get them, rather than just completely identical. Looking at the seams around this, well, that one's a lot more loose on this end. I guess it's just a manufacturing thing, because that one's more loose on that end. I mean, overall, if I had to choose between the two of these, I'd pick this one, just because it looks better. The action is only marginally worse. It's not really that bad. And the artwork on the card is great again. The artwork on these cards is consistently fantastic for this lineup here. So yeah, I mean, if you got the original, I definitely suggest this one. It definitely stands out compared to the other one, and I honestly, I like this one a lot more than I like this guy. It's not even a contest. I just realized I forgot to do the code. Whoops. Okay, I don't know if these will work, but might as well put them in anyway. Test them after this video is done, and I'll see for myself. And last, but certainly not least, the Ceratosaurus, which I think is the coolest looking one out of all of these bad boys. There we go. Get this big boy out. Tail. Just get the hell out of here. Snap this thing in. There we go. Now look at that. Look, I just love the black around the eye. It makes it look so menacing. The paint job on the nose is a little off, but the rest of it looks really good. I don't like how the color on the back doesn't contrast well with the rest of the browns. I wish they made it stand out a bit more, a little bit more bright, so that it could look a little bit better. But I mean, just the head alone. Just look at that. Now that's a threatening and scary dinosaur right there. I love that. Let's see inside its mouth. Paint mess up on the tongue a little bit for me. And the rest of it seems just fine. I still really love the coal black look around its eye. It's fantastic. The T-Rex sounds. Never been the biggest fan of how this one opens its mouth rather than closes it like the rest. But I guess with its mouth naturally being closed just makes more sense. More T-Rex sounds. Let's get that code on there. Bang. Oh, we gotta fix the feet a little bit. They're out of place. I forgot that. Ooh. See, you have trouble standing? That would be very... He does have a little bit of trouble standing. By a little bit, I mean quite a lot of trouble. Holy moly. Oh boy. Alright, so... That's not promising. Let's see the artwork on this bad boy. Come on. Let go. There we go. Tape goes on there. Bam. Get the box out of the way. And I'm not the biggest fan of the artwork on this one. I mean, the colors stand out a lot bit, but it looks really cartoony. Like, it looks so flat compared to the other ones. It's very, very cartoony. It's got one point above the baryonyx, which I just don't see. I mean, I still think that, and I mean, in a straight fight, man, I think they'd be equal. That sounds about right. But I still think Metrocanthosaurus could beat either of these two in a fight. Maybe that's just me. I just don't see Ceratosaurus as a big powerhouse, especially since he was kind of small. He was fast, I'll give him that. They could remove some strength stat and give him more speed. Reduce that intelligence too. He was pretty early on in the Jurassic. But if we compare it to its brethren... Ooh, okay, the feet. I messed up the feet when I was picking it up. Let's test something really quick. Are they plagued with the same issue? They are. So they're both still unbalanced. I actually still really like the classic Ceratosaurus because it's based on the really cool Jurassic Park 3 design. But that doesn't mean I don't like the Ceratosaurus. I still really like the colors around the head on the new Ceratosaurus, but I still prefer my classic one. Overall, I think the Ceratosaurus has been the most disappointing out of all of them. I think the best one here is the Ankylosaurus, and definitely runner-up being the tied between Metrocanthosaurus and Baryonyx. Ceratosaurus, despite looking really cool from the outside, is unbalanced. I don't really like the action. The colors aren't the best when they go past the head, and the artwork is really cartoony. Like to the point of just a little bit too, like it just doesn't look as cool as any other three in this pack. So I mean, if you have the classic Ceratosaurus, maybe you could just stick to that. I don't know if this new one is worth it. But yeah. So yeah, this has been the new Dino Rivals Roarivores review. So just to quickly summarize everything, definitely buy the Ankylosaurus. The Metrocanthosaurus and Baryonyx are definitely worth it, and Ceratosaurus, you know, if you have expendable income and you want it, then I guess you should get it. But I definitely think it's the worst of the four here. So just overall, I mean, it's kind of funny how the stat total kind of shifts. Like the worst stat total is the best, but the best stat total is the worst. Just a little thing I noticed. So yeah, I'm gonna go and try to put these into Dino Rivals, and if they don't work, then well, I'll be interested to know what's the Jurassic Facts app. I'm gonna see if they actually work. And if they don't, then well, I don't know. It'll be interesting to ask why. Either way, that's been the review, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to get on making those LEGO videos I need to make.